Welcome to the first ever Free Bat Movie Reviews, guys. Basically, we watch a movie on Netflix, review it, and give you all the info on it. And if you want to watch it with us, be sure to jump on Netflix.com. You can get a free month of streaming service and join us on these movie reviews.
Alright, so the movie that we saw this week was John Dies at the End. And we saw the synopsis for this and we thought it looked pretty crazy, which it turned out to be pretty crazy. Yeah, it was basically what the movie was about was a new drug on the street called soy sauce that opened your mind.
You follow Dave and you find out that his best friend John is also in on the soy sauce.
All right, first impression. What did everybody think? Dave, go.
First impression, when I saw like the synopsis on Netflix and I saw what was gonna be happening, I had like one idea and then I got into it. The first scene is of a Nazi getting his head chopped off, or a white supremacist getting his head chopped off, and then the white supremacist comes back from the dead and you've reconstructed your original hatchet and you're killing the Nazi white supremacist guy again. It doesn't really hold into what's going on in the rest of the movie.
It's being told in that kind of story where you have to follow it and then realize that events happen before and after the main story, their main big event that caused them to be on the sauce and like all that crap. So like the beginning is actually way in the future.
I don't know if I like blacked out or something because I had to watch the movie twice because I got like, if you have trouble following Inception, this movie is not for you because this movie jumps around so much that I literally had to watch it twice. Once on my TV, and then I actually went to the laptop and put the headphones on.
That's what
so
I
that
did.
I could literally pay attention to every single detail because it jumped around so much. But I love the movie. I'm surprised that it didn't gain more traction than it did.
You should go into this movie expecting nothing.
Yes.
You should expect nothing.
Especially that opening
Any
scene.
expectation, it's not going to happen.
Best to go in with an absolutely open mind and just watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
And don't step away from it, because if you step away for a minute, you're going to miss some great stuff, because there are some absolutely fantastic lines in this movie. Probably the favorite line in the entire movie was, "I want to shoot you so bad my dick is hard." Alright, let's go to favorite parts. I think my favorite part, or even my favorite character, oddly enough, had to be the dog.
Oh my god, I forgot there was a dog in there. It's just ridiculous.
Mr. Barkley. And I found out, I actually watched the credits. If you watch the credits, that's the actual real name of the dog. Mr. Barkley plays Mr. Barkley as himself.
And it's Barkley, like Bark Lee. There was this one scene when he gets the sauce again in this one house, and there's this really intense black guy actor who's just older and commanding, and it goes through a time loop a bunch, and he sees himself in a TV, and he sees an event happen, and he goes out and he doesn't realize that he's actually doing that event. And there's a really trippy scene where he juices up or gets sauced, whatever the term really is, and he's going through this like thought process and goes into an explanation of like all this crap that has happened, like the beginning of the universe, and then it's like I couldn't finish that thought because I realized I wasn't there anymore. And then it goes into another scene.
It just jumps.
It just jumps. It really is. It's like that. And during that scene though, there's so much CG and there's so much whatever, but you're like, you're there and you're into it. You're like tripping with this guy. You feel like you're like on the sauce.
So my favorite part of the movie was basically the entire movie, and it's only because of how much it jumps around. And it's like sometimes you'll like a Tarantino movie, you'll jump and you like have no idea what's going on, and it's like let's get back to that part. But it's like they jump around, and it's like this is so interesting. I kind of forgot about that, and then it jumps you back in there. So how much it jumps around, how random it is. So what are we gonna talk about next?
Things that we didn't like about the movie.
Things that we didn't like about the movie. I guess I'll start that one off.
Go ahead.
Something that I didn't like that Jeffrey said that he did like was when there was one scene where he takes Paul Giamatti out to his truck and he has a cage inside the truck, and it was showing one of the aliens from another dimension, and it was a spider thing. It was hanging from the inside of this cage, and it was like a puppet or claymation or a little bit of CGI and everything, and it was shaking back and forth. It just looked so cheesy.
I'm gonna just go right into my least favorite part. Was at one part they had gone into another dimension on like the mission to like end all be all, whatever happens. Don't want to spoil anything, but you can certainly tell that they're not, you know, like in the real world. They're on a set with green screen behind them, and it's like when you have so much CG that you have to take care of, you're talking about like walls and entire structures and like the room that you're in, and like for me that takes away from me. It takes it away, like the original Star Wars movies versus the old Star Wars movies, where you could definitely tell that they should have taken more time to actually do it. They could have gotten the lighting better, but like at the same time, it's a B film. You can't really fault them for that because they're doing things that they wrote it down, and you can tell that they're like, okay, I know we don't have the set for this, but we're gonna have to create it. It's gonna have to be one of those things.
So your least favorite?
My least, I'd probably have to agree. I've seen a lot of like the B film horror movies, and I love the practical effects and how some of that can be cheesy, but at the same time it can be terrifying. So a lot of the CG stuff that they put in there was, to me, kind of unnecessary.
Okay, so knowing that this was a B film and not having really any expectations, and the film being what it was, I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. I would watch it again. I would give it 4 out of 5 bacon strips.
I really enjoyed it, actually. I mean, I sat down and I watched it, and then I went back and I played through it again, and it felt like it was getting better as I was watching it again too, because I understood more, and like the CG element wasn't as bad as I explained earlier toward the whole film, because the acting was on, the character development and the story, the plot, like it was very original, and it just, all in all, it kept you within the film. You didn't want to break away because you wanted to find out what was happening next. And for me, that's what keeps me into a film. So for me, it's going to be, I'm going to do a 4.5 bacon strips. So
just half point better than me.
Half point better.
Half point better.
I enjoyed this film. I'm surprised that I haven't heard of it before. I'm surprised that
that's what surprised me too.
I never
heard of it either.
I haven't seen this on like, you know, DVD shelves in the stores. When it came out on Netflix, I saw the name. That's what attracted me to it, and I think it was a great pick for the first movie for this.
Oh yes.
And I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. I think that it was a movie that absolutely blew my mind. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I had to watch it twice, but there was just so much in it that I had to watch it twice.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching this movie review, and hopefully next week you come back and we'll watch another movie and we'll explain everything without giving anything away. So I'm Rob Harford.
I'm Jeff Hans.
I'm Dave Burrows.
And we'll see you next time.